The following podcast is a Lady K Enterprises production.
Lady K.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that is designed for all women to become better versions of themselves, which is broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Various subjects will be speaked upon, such as relationships, personal development, health and wellness, wealth building, children, and so much more. She is a two-time Amazon best-selling author, an international speaker, and life coach. She is Kalima, aka Lady K. And now for your host, Lady K.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into this episode of Why Vote Part 2. In this part is me and Miss Louisa Dombloski is conversating on why your vote is important. Like, you really need to understand why it is important for you to be a registered voter and how your vote counts. Part 2 is very crucial because I go in and I ask her the necessary questions that's pondering through your mind. So please stay tuned as right now as we continue with why vote. I thank you for that. And the reason why I elaborate that question, because I listened to you very carefully, because remember in my message in the beginning, I said people feel like they vote don't count. So if they're not saying anything, so technically it's like in a way they're true because they're not saying anything. They're not saying that, they're not addressing their concerns. They need to address their concerns so they can be heard.
Absolutely. Very important.
Thank you. And I know you gave a lot of information about the state of Pennsylvania, but what I had a question for you is that, is there a number or is there a website on a national website that can direct people to their area about their voter registrations and the rules and regulations?
Yes, and I see it here right now. So this is a national number, 866-687-8683. That's English line. This is the Spanish line, 888-839-8682. This is the Asian line, 888-274-8683. And the last line is the Arabic line, 844-925-5287. But if you have a Pennsylvania question, the Pennsylvania headline is 833-728-6837.
Okay, wonderful. And I have another question for Louisa, because again, I was paying attention to all the details that you was implemented. So you said something about the mail-in ballots. You know, how do we know that the mail-in ballots are accurate and they're effective? Do you get some type of confirmation that you have, put your vote out there? Is there some type of contact that they, inform the people so that people can have some sense of clarity that their vote really does matter?
So the two websites I gave you will show you how you can track it. Wonderful. After the election, now you can't vote straight party anymore. I don't know if I said that, but that was what we lost in the election. So when you go to track your vote, we don't know if all of the votes are going to be counted on the day of the election because of these new laws. They are allowed to start counting the mail-in ballots as early as 7 a.m. on election day, but we don't know in Monroe County what time frame it's going to count. So definitely after the election, they count absentee votes, like maybe the day after, a couple days after. They definitely count provisional ballots a couple days after the election, but we think they're going to count the mail-in ballots beginning at 7 a.m., but we haven't received clarification on that. So yes, you can see if it counts. Now, if you do everything you can to vote and they will not let you vote, and that happens sometimes. That's why I'm saying check now to make sure your name, your political party, and your address is correct. If you go there and you say, I'm going to vote in person, and on election day they say, you're not in the books, you can't vote, you need to call one of these numbers while you're still in line. Do not get out of line, or you may not be allowed. If it's near the closing time at 8 at night, you may not be allowed to vote. You can demand, if you try everything and after you call these numbers and they give you directions and nothing works, you can demand to fill out a provisional ballot even though they say to you it's not going to count. When you fill out a provisional ballot, it will look just like the other ballots. They'll give you a receipt. You are the only person, the voter, who can hold on to that receipt and call sometime after the election. And if they say to you, it did not count, you need to say, why didn't it count? And you need to be able to challenge them.
I love
or
that.
Have someone with you that can challenge them.
And that was going to be my next question. Can you challenge them? I love that, Louisa, because people need to understand they can challenge things, because a lot of people just put it in. People will say, this is what it is. And they'll be like, okay. And it's like, we really need to stop doing that, because if we fight for it, again, that's going to make our vote matter.
Absolutely. And a couple years ago, 43 ballots, 43 registrations to vote were returned to ESU because the students didn't put down their specific mailing address. They only put down the name of the dorm they were in. Wow. All of those votes were not counted.
Wow. So this is something as simple as little as that. They vote won't count because they have to make sure everything is accurate for their address, correct?
Correct.
Wow. Thank you, Louisa. I really appreciate that. Is there anything else you would like to share with my audience?
Nope, I covered everything. And just get out and vote. We really need you, and stay healthy and stay safe.
Right. And
we can change the world. We can change Monroe County if you vote. You have to vote. And if they yell at you because you're asking for a provisional ballot, so what? They're yelling at you. You have the right. Do not ignore your rights. We can do this.
I have another quick question for you, Louisa.
Sure.
Because I just wanted to make sure that this goes what I'm thinking about. So say if someone has a concern in the community, right? And They get a couple of people in the neighborhood to sign a petition. I'm just, it doesn't matter what it is, right? And they bring this to their state representative, and so the state representative can, work on that issue on their behalf. The main person that's behind it, do they need to be a registered voter for the state representative to hear them?
Well, I know legislators watch who votes, and they have ways to know how you vote. Okay. So you should be voting so they know you care. And the other thing is, it doesn't matter how you're registered, because once your representative is in office, their duty is to help all of their people. Right. But say you have a local issue, you wouldn't want to go to your state representative. Like say it was a problem at voting here in Monroe County, you would want to contact your commissioners. If you have a problem with, like say one of your, it was with healthcare or something, then you might want to contact your congressperson or your U.S. senator, because they have people in their office that work on that. Right. So make sure you're contacting the right legislator.
Right. And that's the key thing too. And Can I ask you a question, Louisa?
Of course.
Would you actually happen to have a printout or a handout that if people have certain concerns, who they need to contact in their area, or which branch should they contact? If I can just be more specific, would you have information like that, or is that on the website anywhere?
Why don't I find out and I can let you know where I can get that to you?
I appreciate that because I would love to put that up so people can understand who they need to address when they have certain issues. I think that is so vital.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, everyone. I appreciate you, Louisa. I thank you guys for continuing to listen in to me. Continue to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Lady K Chat. And if you have any questions, you can always seek me at www.ladykenterprisesinc.com. You guys have a great night. And thank you so much, Louisa. And if people want to get in contact with your office, how can they reach you?
If they want to get in contact with me?
Yes, or your office.
Okay, 570-421-8277.
Thank you. And do you have a website as well?
No, I'm sorry, I don't have a website.
Okay, wonderful. But this goes back to the Monroe County Democratic Party.
Yes. Okay. So if you would go to Monroe County Democrats.
Okay.
And there is one, I think, in California. So you'd put in PA.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Louisa. And you guys have a great night. And I hope this information was vital to you. God bless.
Thank you.